Morning all, welcome back to the channel. For those that don't know me, I'm Kerry. I'm the redhead reseller. I sell across eBay, Vinted and Etsy. And Depop actually. I have 2 sales on Depop now. I know, winning, right? So today is a bit different. We're not doing a sales update. We've got the microphone out, covered in red hair obviously. But I wanted to go through my first quarter with you all. I set targets for myself so that my debt will be cleared by the end of the year. So I've got a target for every month, and then obviously hopefully hitting it every quarter. But yeah, I am part-time. I do have a full-time job, so this is done on the side. Hoping to turn into a full-time job by the time I am out of debt. Hopefully it'll be bringing in enough money to sort of at least be cutting down my hours, which I think it will be because it sort of already is. But yeah, so let's go through the first 3 months. How did we do? As you can see, I'll bring it up on the screen if it's not already on the screen. As you can see, for January, we did okay. So my target monthly is £743.07. So that's what I want to be hitting every single month, and that'll clear my debt come the end of the year. But obviously I've got my spends in there, and the first month in January I spent money on the Meta glasses, so they were £193, and then obviously I've got to be buying stock. So even though I have a total of £743.07 that I want to hit every month, on top of that I actually have my spends as well, so I've got to try and crawl back the spends on top of that, which is doable. And you know, as you can see on my screenshot, it's on my video rather, it is very doable. So the first month, before any spends, I actually brought in a total of £1,064.37, which meant I did hit the target, but I then had spends of £489.37 that month. Crazy, but nearly £200 of that was on the Meta glasses. Yeah, the rest of it was then on stock for the month, which is obviously perfectly fine. But it meant I didn't hit target for that month because I obviously had spends. I did overhit my target, but once the spends came out, I was short of £168.10. The red, you can see where the target wasn't hit, which is a bit annoying. And then if it was under 5 of me getting my target, it was in yellow. And there was one day where I didn't get a single sale in, which was the 31st. But yeah, this is across eBay, Vinted and Etsy, because at this point Depop hadn't had any sales. Then we move on to February. Now February wasn't a great month. I thought January was bad. February was so much worse. It brought in less, which has been annoying. So my spends were less. They were £213.11 this month. And my total income was £895.31 for the month. So that's not too bad, but obviously because of the spends, it brings me down. And I still have money to claw back from the month before, which meant I didn't hit target again. I was under by £60.87, which is annoying, but so be it. You know, these things happen, but I did have 6 days of no orders come through that day. Now, I had more than 6 days across the board of not getting orders on eBay, but I did pull orders in from elsewhere. So, you know, whether that was Vinted, Etsy or cash from Facebook. So it did sort of equal itself out in the end. But as you can see, I was still under and I didn't hit the target for the month. So at this point you sort of start feeling, oh, I'm even going to hit the target. Well, come March. As you can see, I did hit the target, but it was close. It was so close. Right, so March. I had 1 day of not hitting not getting any sales in at all. This is where the Depop sales started to come in as well. So I've got 2 Depop sales. Vinted, Etsy and eBay started doing well. I started using Crosslist. I think it was around the 16th, and as you can see with Crosslist, it forced a lot of the Vinted sales. So because of Crosslist, I made £330 just on Vinted. So it was well worth me picking up Crosslist. I did have spends of £146.99, which isn't too bad. I didn't get out as much as I wanted, but I was also off my birthday that week and I had no car for 2 weeks. So I did spend a little bit while I was off my birthday. But yeah, so in total, before spends, we earn £1,199.86. After spends, it meant we hit target. And we were actually over by £80.83. That is the overall for the 3 months. So overall for just March, I was up by £309.80, which is fantastic. So yeah, I really didn't think this all was going to come through. So for the last few days, I was like, oh my god, I still had £350 to hit to actually hit the quarter target, and I was like, oh, it's not going to happen. But I was determined. I was like, no, it'll happen, believe. I even said to the video on you guys, it's going to happen. I'm going to come back and I'm going to tell you I hit it. And it kept getting closer and closer. Anyway, the last day came, the 31st of March came, and I was like, oh, I've still got, I think it was about 90 quid to hit, and I was like, oh, come on, it's doable, it's so doable. And an order came in on Vinted, £16.50. I was like, right, perfect, we're now down to about 70 quid. We can do this. I went to bed at 10 o'clock. I was like, we can do this. I'm going to wake up tomorrow to sale. It's going to happen. Well, without nearly losing you on the camera as well, the camera decided to fall. So I was like, oh, it's got to happen. I've got to hit this target. So I went to bed and I woke up the next day to a sale of one of my biggest, most expensive items that I've got on the store at the moment. It was a £150 item. I had it up for £220, and an offer came in at 11:30 at night on the 31st. And I was like, just take it, 150 quid. It's not tested. It's an item that's not tested. I have no clue what it is, don't know how to use it, wouldn't even know how to test it. I just got over to America. So I was like, right, let's do it. Let's just accept it. It cost me 10p. It was from the £10 bundle. So I sold it and the payment didn't process. I was like, oh no. I was like, I'm going to end up having to cancel it, aren't I? So I sent 5 messages to this person over 48 hours and no reply at all. And I was like, oh my god. So my last message was, if I don't get a reply in the next 24 hours, I'm going to have to cancel this order. And I was like, please just pay for it. Please just pay for it. And I woke up this morning to it being paid. So technically it was paid in April, but because the order came in March, I'm including it in the March totals, which meant I did hit my first quarter, thank God, with profit as well. So let's take you on to the next page. Right, so we've got before spends for the 3 months, I brought in a total of £3,159.51. That doesn't sound like much, but it is when you're part-time. I work 35, 40-hour weeks, so that is good going for me. I mean, I'm not even 2 years into doing this job, so, I'm happy with that. My total spends was £849.47. That was on stock and the Meta glasses. So, that's quite a big chunk, really. About 650 quid was spent on stock. Oh my god. That seems so wrong, but yeah, it's amazing how quickly that adds up. So after spends, I pulled in a total of £2,310.04, which is fantastic, and that is the profit altogether. Obviously, I have to pay tax on that, but you know, that's what goes into my bank account. Before any fees and any postage, I actually made £4,051.26. So either way, I've smashed it out of the park. I've hit my total, I've hit my target, and overall for the 3 months, I have hit above on £80.83 going into the second quarter. And from what I'm aware, what everyone keeps telling me is the first quarter is the hardest one. It's only going to get better. So if I can hit target in the first quarter, let's see what I can do in the next 3. I had a total orders of 262 orders, which is unbelievable. I mean, that's me going to my unit a lot. I post that daily as well. So I had 8 days across the whole of the first quarter with no sales at all. I had 34 that missed the target of my daily total, and I had 13 that were near target. So it's not too bad. And then obviously the fees come off the £4,051. The total fees that I paid isn't even done yet. I am still waiting for the eBay one, which doesn't come through for like another day or 2. I can't even check. So yeah, the total fees will have to wait. If I paid £468 on eBay alone for January, and obviously I pulled in a little bit more this month, by 150 quid, I'm assuming that's probably going to be around the same. So in total fees, I probably paid about 1,200 quid. It's depressing, isn't it? But that includes my shop and everything else, so it also comes off my tax bill. So we're ending this video. We're in profit. We're starting April off very well by being up by £80.83. And first quarter was totally hit. Very, very last minute. Honestly, I have never prayed and manifested so much in my life. But yeah, we're smashing it out the park so far, which is great. Let's see if we can pull this into the next 3 quarters as well. How was your first quarter, guys? Did you hit your targets that you'd hoped for? Are you hoping to make this full time eventually? Are you getting any closer with it? But yeah, let me know how you're all getting on. And until the next one, please like, subscribe and comment. I'll see all of you again very soon. Bye!